Welcome to Focus Garage. In today's video, we're going to be covering the Cardo Packtalk Slim Bluetooth communication unit for helmets, particularly motorcycle helmets. We're going to let Anders start this one off here, talking about why we actually went with Cardo and what we intended to accomplish with them.
Right. I want to talk about why we actually got a Bluetooth system in our helmet versus having headphones or stuff like that. So we do a lot of cruises on Saturdays and Sundays, during weekends, and the worst thing about having a motorcycle is that you cannot talk to the person that is next to you, basically.
The people you're riding with, even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing is that when you have your headphones in or something like that, it pulls on your jacket. It's very uncomfortable, and it's also pushing to your ears.
They can fall out.
Yeah, and that's why I think having speakers built into the helmet is so much better than having headphones. The other thing is that having GPS just directly into your ear, and also having, basically this has an FM radio.
Exactly.
So I want you to take over and talk about why we picked Cardo versus Sena.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, when choosing like a Bluetooth communication unit for your helmet, there's a ton out there. The main one that everybody talks about is Sena, or you'll sometimes hear it pronounced as Sena. And the biggest thing with that is they spend all of their money pretty much on marketing. So they're the first brand you hear of because that's how they want it to be. So we started looking into it, and you can go the cheap way and go on Amazon and eBay and buy some units for like $50, $60, but there's not really any kind of support behind that. You don't know the fit and finish. And we came across Cardo, and when you look more into it, Cardo is the one that actually gets like the best reviews from people that have actually used this stuff long term, and give really good feedback about it. A couple of really big hit points for Cardo is that the integration with the application on your phone is fantastic. This does have hard buttons built into the side of it here to where you can program mesh communication units, play music, pause music, answer phone calls, everything like that. But functionality through the app is also fantastic. Another thing about the Cardo that was a big hit point on the Sena headsets is the Cardos are fully waterproof.
Yeah, fully waterproof.
So
versus water
resistant. Yeah, so these actually, they have a cover on the charging port here and everything like that, and the unit itself is rubberized, so you can ride in the rain and have no worries or anything like that. Whereas a lot of people with the Sena units will complain that if you ride in the rain, reception will suffer, and then you can actually ruin the units, and they won't charge anymore, they won't pair to your phone anymore.
That's $250 out the window.
Yeah, and some of the Senas are even more expensive than that, depending on the models you go with. So with the Cardo ones, full waterproof is really, really nice, and we went with the slim unit, so you can see here it's obviously very, very slim on the side of the headset here. So you can see it. It's very well integrated with the helmet itself. The slim does have this larger piece in the rear of the helmet here. No big deal.
That's a battery.
This is the battery pack, yeah, rather than having the larger unit here where it's all integrated directly into the controller itself there. So obviously, design and form and function was a very big selling point to me, as well as functionality. These fit very, very nice in the helmet. Now that I've installed mine a couple times just to play with fitment and get everything right, it's not that scary at all. You just got to pull the pads out of the helmet, run the wiring and everything, and they give you two different size speaker cups to put inside the helmet. There's small ones and then there's regular size ones.
Small diameter versus regular. They're all the same thickness.
Yep, exactly. So for somebody, I'll share my personal experience here. I've got the Shui RF1200 helmet, and there actually is padding where the speakers would go, and it looks like it's non-removable, but it is. I was trying to put the speakers in with the padding still in the helmet, and I was like folding my ears over, and it hurt, and it didn't fit right, and you just pull the padding out, and they fit in there perfectly. So be aware of that when you're installing it.
And same thing with the Belt Star helmet. It's very, very easy to install it. It's actually more easier than his helmet because it has actual spots for the speakers. Exactly, you just remove them and just put them in, and then the sides the weather stripping is very easy. The Cardo is so much easier on the weather stripping. You don't destroy anything like that here.
Everything tucks up into place very nicely. I mean, you can see in the video here, the thing is hardly noticeable on camera. I mean, it's very, very well integrated with the side of the helmet.
The other thing I want to talk about is the Cardo's the web, I guess. What would you call that? Like
it's called DMC, dynamic mesh communication.
Right, dynamic mesh communication. That's what I want to talk about. That's one thing that made me want to get this versus Sena, is because when you are writing with a bunch of people, and it doesn't matter who is the leader or whatever, Cardo would automatically make someone else a leader if a leader leaves the group.
Yeah, it's
and
a self-healing network is what
right.
they call it.
And if someone else comes into the group that was previously paired into the your network,
and then they left, yeah,
they will automatically jump in.
It's so seamless that it's crazy. So I've done a few cruises. Sorry to interrupt you there.
That's all right.
I do it all the time. We've done a few cruises now with these, and instantly, like I was a little skeptical at first, because the 220, 250 that these go for, it's not cheap. And as soon as you use this once, it's so seamless and it works so well.
Makes you think that why wouldn't you want to do this when you first got your helmet?
Literally, like before Sena or before Cardo, after Cardo, it makes you wonder how you've survived without these, because it's such a nice thing to have, and the ease of just, hey, I got to stop for gas, or hey, I need to go to the bathroom, or whatever. Oh, look at that idiot that just cut him off. It's just you're always. It's like having a group chat with somebody the whole ride.
It makes it like. Think about this. Everyone have their own cars. They're driving at the same time, and you're in the car with the person. That's how it feels.
I would explain this as sitting in a car with somebody for the duration of the cruise.
And you're so independent as well that it's so much better system. And the other thing is the range is very good as well. There's like we did a Saturday cruise where there was like someone had to stop for a stoplight, and then we were up ahead, and then
a few blocks at least,
and we could still hear them. It was so amazing. I'm like, this is the best purchase after the helmet.
Yeah, the max amount of riders that we've had so far when we've been testing is what, 6 or 7?
At one point we had 7 people.
7 people, all with the same Cardo units, and we all had no issues. And the really nice thing about this too, and take what you will, I've seen reviews where people say, oh, these aren't loud enough, it crackles, blah, blah, blah. It's fine.
We did not have any of that experience. The one thing that I would complain about the microphone, where you put the microphone is very important.
On the volume of your voice, yeah.
And the way I set up mine was like right in front of my mouth, and a couple of the other riders had it right like that too. And Mike, on the other hand, had it on the side. Even though he's a loud person, it was.
I was muffled.
He was muffled because of the padding and all that. So
everybody was probably happy about that.
Yeah, everybody was like, "What Mike's saying?"
Doesn't matter.
Forget about it. But if you're doing it, I mean, be mindful of it.
There's 2 microphones depending on the units you go with, what they ship with. There's like a boom mic, and then there's a really low profile slim microphone. And most of the people were using the low profile one. I ultimately switched to that, and now my voice is a lot clearer, a lot louder. So unless you have a need for the boom mic, just use a low profile one.
Boom mic is more for like open face,
exactly.
Open face helmet.
Exactly.
Another thing is this Cardo system is actually compatible with the Sena.
Yes, the Sena units as well. So if you want to do that Bluetooth, walkie-talkie style or the mesh network, it will work with other, units that have that Bluetooth mesh network.
You wouldn't have the same distance that you have with Cardo, but
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Another thing too is battery life.
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
We did like 8 hours, and these things weren't even hit. They have well over half the charge life left on them, and they charge quickly as well. But to kind of circle back outside of that mesh network, there you can use these. Like Andre was saying, they have FM radio built in, whether or not you have the app, so you can use FM radio. You can do your Bluetooth music right to the headset. And then another cool thing is, I don't know about you guys, but I like to ride kind of without a destination. So sometimes I'll get lost and I'll need directions to come back. You could do step-by-step directions right to your headset, and then you don't need to have your phone mounted on your motorcycle anymore. It'll tell you, hey, in 1,000 feet, turn right.
Oh, that's Google Maps or whatever.
Whatever you're using for maps, but it's cool to have that turn-by-turn directly to your head. You don't have to keep glancing down at your phone or worrying if you missed a turn or something. These also have integration with Siri as well as Google Now, so you can talk to them and be like, okay, Google, read my last text message, call whoever, and it'll go ahead and do all of that for you. So it's really neat that it can just do all of that right through the headset. You gotta laugh. We got my phone over there, and it's talking to Google. So don't just disregard that. No big deal.
Anyway, so going back to the Cardo, I think it's one of the best purchases again we made, and I think if you are looking for a unit similar to this, please put the Cardo in the running. And then you will see that it's so much better than anything else out there.
When you compare it side by side, feature by feature, it really does sell itself.
Yeah. And at this point, this is a unit where it's like, the more money you spent on it, the better it gets.
Yeah, like you could get by with a cheaper unit, but you're going to have downfalls. Like honestly, I don't even want to sound like a Cardo fanboy, but I don't have any complaints about this. I've been using this for about a month now, And I love it. It's great for riding in groups, but it's also great for solo riding for, music, communication. I've taken a phone call on mine before while riding.
Yeah, me too, yeah. It was really amazing. I would have one complaint. It could be just the way I have the microphone. It could be my accent. Usually Google understands me and reacts to, my phone is trained to understand me. But with this Cardo, it's kind of finicky.
It has difficulty?
Yeah, so it's like, I would say it wouldn't pick up, and sometimes it would just pick up randomly, and it's kind of difficult.
Hit or miss.
Yeah, so that would be my only complaint, but that's just a first world problem at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they work so great, the battery life's so great, I'm telling you guys, the mesh network of it is amazing.
Yeah.
We went for so long, for so far, and nobody got dropped off for no reason or nothing like that. Everybody had great communication, and they do a great job of noise canceling as well. So we were doing this at highway speeds of 75, 80 miles an hour at points, and there was no wind that was ripping through your headset. When somebody talks, it speaks
clear.
it, and then when it cuts them off, it cuts them off.
Yeah.
It's not like you hear constant wind noise ripping through the speakers the whole time you're riding. It knows when someone's speaking, and it knows when they're not. So it's really good at giving you the sounds you want to hear and keeping out what you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
So overall, I would definitely recommend this to anybody looking for a headset. Whether you ride in groups or solo, this has so many different uses that, I mean, if you're interested in this kind of thing, definitely,
Yeah, and you can get these in dual packs as well.
A lot of us did that.
I don't want to sell the product, but you could get them in dual packs.
And you save yourself what, $30 or $40?
Yeah, and you can find them on eBay for a pretty decent price. And I think mine was like $170 compared to $250 that's like a single pack. So
yeah, so
just keep
shop
that in
around.
mind, yeah.
Make sure that you're buying it from a reputable source. Don't buy like a bootleg imitation one or something like that. But they're out there, and definitely, I love mine. No regrets with mine, and I would definitely recommend it to somebody looking for one. Don't fall victim to the Sena or advertising.
Brand advertising.
Because we went to a motorcycle show about 2 months ago, and we were almost on the spot. Bought Senas, but we stopped because we didn't do research. And as soon as we did research, we were like, wow,
thank God we did not do that.
That would have been foolish of us because there's better options out there. So, be aware, definitely would recommend. I have nothing else to add.
A 10 out of 10, I would buy it again.
Drop in the comments
actually buy it earlier.
Oh yeah, I would have, if I would have known how great and beneficial these were, I would have had one the whole last year.
Yeah.
They're awesome. I have no complaints. And the Slim is literally just that. It's a 2-piece unit. They make a regular one where it's larger and the battery's built into the unit. But I think the Slim actually has better battery life because it's got the standalone battery pack.
I mean, we were riding, like you said, 8 hours, and I was actually listening to music. Oh, when you're listening to music and someone talks, it cuts the music and then kind of like puts the speaking whoever's saying, and my music does not go anywhere else. It's contained in my helmet, and it's just me. And same thing with the phone call. If I get a phone call, it will cut me off, so I'm not speaking to other people.
Yep. Yeah, I can go on and on about these features for a very long time. And they're great units. So if you guys do have Bluetooth Comm units, let us know in the comments down below. What are you guys running? Are you using Sena? Are you using Cardo? Are you using something we didn't speak about? Because we also thought too, how much is it really worth it? Can we buy like a $60 Amazon unit and get the same experience? And after using that mesh network, if the unit doesn't have the mesh network, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You're playing yourself. Don't do that.
And Bluetooth does not have enough distance to cover that.
Unless you want to call someone one-on-one the whole ride, but then you're killing your phone battery, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah, the other thing, it has a passenger mode. I have not tried that. I have not researched it, but I'm assuming that's just like passenger could Bluetooth go in
directly to you. Yeah.
So I'm gonna test it out and see how it is.
So if you've got a friend you ride with, a significant other you ride with, it makes sense to buy these in a pair because everybody benefits. They're awesome.
So thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions or comment, please reach us on Facebook or Instagram. We're pretty good at responding back. And if you have not joined our if you have not subscribed to our channel,
not join the madness.
Please do so and push that bell button to get all the notifications. We are doing a lot more stuff. We do have a lot of new projects, new cars, and all that stuff.
The weather's getting nice. Winter depression is over. It's time to make some content.
We are going to do a lot more ridings, and maybe we'll do some like motorcycle vlogs or something like that, or just like take you guys with us to show you guys where there are cool spots in Illinois. Believe it or not,
we want to show them off.
We want to show you guys how beautiful the Illinois is.
Yeah. And that's it. We're going to catch you guys in the next video.
Kudos to all.